Ok, on peut y aller. Bonjour, bienvenue en salle de presse. Merci de nous regarder en direct sur EBS pour notre point de presse quotidien. Nous sommes aujourd'hui le lundi 13 juillet. Nous avons quelques annonces à vous faire. Tout d'abord, le haut représentant vice-président Josep Borrell préside en ce moment même la réunion du Conseil des affaires étrangères qui se tient aujourd'hui physiquement à Bruxelles. Les principales questions à l'ordre du jour sont les défis liés à la pandémie en Amérique latine et dans les Caraïbes, ainsi que les relations UE-Turquie. Les ministres discuteront également de la situation en Libye, de l'Afrique et des négociations post-Cotonou, ainsi que de la situation à Hong Kong et au Venezuela. Enfin, le haut représentant vice-président Josep Borrell informera les ministres du résultat de la réunion du dialogue Belgrade-Pristina qui a eu lieu dimanche. La première qui a eu lieu depuis novembre 2018. Une conférence de presse est prévue vers 14 h. Je vous inviterai donc à y poser toutes vos questions relatives aux affaires étrangères, comme c'est notre habitude. J'appelle maintenant Marta pour une annonce sur un investissement pour la Roumanie sous le programme de l'UE pour l'emploi et l'innovation sociale. Marta.
Bonjour Eric, bonjour tout le monde. J'ai effectivement des bonnes nouvelles annoncées pour les agriculteurs en Roumanie. Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Oui, on t'entend, oui, vas-y.
Très bien, merci. Donc aujourd'hui, le Fonds européen d'investissement a signé le premier contrat de prêt en Roumanie financé par le programme de l'Union européenne pour l'emploi et l'innovation sociale, aussi connu sous le nom EASI. Le prêt de près de 7,3 millions d'euros permettra à AgriCover, un prestataire de services financiers spécialisé dans l'agriculture sur le marché roumain, d'atteindre un plus grand nombre d'agriculteurs. AgriCover joue en effet un rôle déterminant dans l'économie locale en améliorant l'accès des micro-entreprises, petites et moyennes entreprises d'agriculteurs au financement afin de les aider de développer leur activité. Et vous, bien sûr, vous trouverez plus d'informations sur ce contrat dans notre Daily News aujourd'hui. Merci.
Merci, Marta. I now call Balázs for an announcement on new Commission guidelines to develop digital skills. Balázs, who is replacing Susanna.
Indeed, thank you, Eric. Good afternoon. Today, the Commission has launched the DigComp at Work report and its implementation guidelines to help educators, employers, and recruiters ensure that Europeans are equipped with the digital skills to thrive in the post-coronavirus world of work. These guidelines include practical steps, key actions, tips, and online resources to make the best use of the EU's digital competence framework along the employability path, ranging from education to sustainable employment and entrepreneurship. The Commission will take this work forward in the autumn when it will present an updated digital education action plan alongside a communication on building the European education area.
Thank you very much, Balázs. Finally, let me remind you that Commissioner Johansson will come down to the press room right after this briefing to inform you of the outcome of the Conference of EU Interior Ministers and partner countries on the fight against migrant smuggling. So stay connected after the end of our briefing. And I now give you the floor for your questions. Let us start with Alex, but please remember, Foreign Affairs questions shall be directed to the HRVP at the end of the Foreign Affairs Council. Alex, you have the floor.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. I know someone asked about this on Friday and you didn't comment, but it's about the Max Schrems on Thursday. And I just was wondering whether we will go into this court case, this court decision on Thursday without any kind of help from the Commission, whether we're just going to have to sort of wing it. I mean, it could be a big earthquake and the privacy shield goes down. I think it'll be pretty scary for a lot of us covering it to not have a little bit of background, a little bit of help from you guys. We are getting some help from stakeholders, from lobbyists who are trying to sort of give us an idea of what could happen, what's at stake. Can we get some help from you guys as well? I mean, this is your baby after all. Thank you so much.
Alex, thank you for your interest and for your question. Never said that we are not available to provide support for you in preparing for the decision by the Court of Justice, on Thursday. I was asked for official comments here on the podium. This is a completely different matter, but of course we are available off podium to discuss with you the background, obviously, to this issue. So please contact Adalbert, who's filling in for Christian at the moment, and his team, and he will, of course, be very happy, along with our colleagues, to help you with the information that you need to prepare. Thank you. Let me now move to Athanasios.
Thanks very much, bonjour. Could you please give us a state of play on the upcoming revision of the third country safe list for non-essential travel to the European Union that's coming up most probably in the next couple of days or within the week? Supposedly this will be updated every 15 days. And also, please, could you tell us what's your understanding of what's happening in the northern land border of Greece with the Western Balkans and the travelers, tourists who arrive there? What actually applies to that situation? Thanks.
Thank you, Athanasios. I pass the floor to Adalbert.
Hello, Athanasios, and thank you for these questions. For your first question, I'm afraid I have to send you to the Council. The process is very much in the hands of the Council, as explained also in the Council recommendation, and it is ongoing. I understand that there will be an IPCR meeting this afternoon, but I think the Council colleagues will be better placed to inform you. As for the specific situation on different borders, we publish all the information that we have available on Reopen EU. So I would maybe invite you in the first instance to have a look there, unless you have a more specific issue on which you'd like us to comment on.
Thank you. Are there other questions for Adalbert whilst he is on the podium? Please only keep your hand raised if it is for Adalbert. David, buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Eric, et merci pour me donner la parole. David Carretta, Radio Radicale. Adalbert, je voudrais te demander quelle est l'évaluation de la part de la Commission sur comment les États membres sont en train de appliquer la recommandation de l'Union européenne. Parce que moi, j'ai l'impression de beaucoup de confusion, mais peut-être que c'est juste une impression. En Italie, par exemple, il y a des avions qui arrivent du Bangladesh et le gouvernement qui a mis maintenant des restrictions pour des pays qui ne sont pas dans la liste blanche, etc. Donc, je voulais savoir si vous êtes en train de vérifier tout ça et comment, à votre avis, ça est en train de marcher le système. Merci.
Oui, merci beaucoup, David. Effectivement, nous sommes en contact très étroit avec les États membres pour les aider à mettre en place la recommandation du Conseil, pour les assister dans ce processus. Nous sommes encore en train de collecter les informations précises sur quel est exactement l'état des lieux de la mise en œuvre de cette recommandation par les États. Après, je pense qu'il faut aussi distinguer différents aspects de toutes les questions qui touchent au voyage et aux déplacements internationaux actuellement. La recommandation du Conseil concernant la restriction temporaire de voyage dans l'Union européenne ne concerne que la question de l'entrée sur le territoire européen des personnes. Elle ne concerne pas des questions telles que l'interdiction de vol, quarantaine, etc., qui sont plus des questions santé ou transport. Donc, juste de ce point de vue-là, le travail que nous menons avec les États membres dans le cadre de la mise en œuvre de la recommandation du Conseil se concentre vraiment sur les aspects que cette recommandation couvre.
Je peux avoir un...
Vas-y, David.
En réalité, ce n'est pas vraiment un follow-up, mais c'est dans le même sujet. Et par rapport à la question des mouvements internes à l'Union européenne, j'ai vu par exemple qu'il y a des pays qui ont introduit des nouvelles limitations au-delà de quarantaine, etc. Est-ce que vous avez quelque chose à nous dire par rapport à la liberté de mouvement interne à la zone Schengen et à l'Union européenne?
Oui, là encore, la situation continue à évoluer et nous soutenons les États membres dans le processus de levée progressive des restrictions ou autrement dans leurs efforts pour contenir des situations spécifiques qui peuvent surgir à l'intérieur de l'Union européenne. Nous encourageons évidemment les États membres à se coordonner par ailleurs, je peux aussi rappeler les différentes orientations ou lignes directrices que nous avons adoptées pour les États membres qui notamment soulignent qu'il est important de continuer à appliquer le principe de non-discrimination.
Merci Adalbert. Y a-t-il d'autres questions pour Adalbert? Mose, you have a question for Adalbert?
Yes, Eric, thank you. I think Adalbert mentioned the council decision on this list of countries, third countries from which non-essential travels into EU is allowed. And as I remember that list was supposed to be updated every 2 weeks. I got the impression that the list is already outdated because of the evolving situation. So I wonder if the Commission has or is going to propose a new updated list already this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses. So maybe just to be precise about the process, it is not for the Commission to propose a list of countries. It is something that is very much in the hands of the Council, both with regards to the process and the content. And therefore, I would invite you to ask your question to the Council.
Okay, I do not see any further questions for Adalbert on this issue for the moment. So let us move on to other questions. Christophe. Press speak, please.
Sorry, Krzysztof Strzemka, Polish Press Agency. The question about the Poland. Yesterday, Polish President Andrzej Duda won the election. I was wondering whether Commission is going to congratulate him, whether Ms. von der Leyen is going to invite him to Brussels. And do you have any comment and assessment on the campaign itself? Thank you.
Thank you. Of course, the president will congratulate the winner of the election. We're waiting for the final information on this. We have absolutely no comment to make on the election campaign. This is clearly a matter for the national authorities. I'm not sure whether I understood your question. Did you ask whether President von der Leyen would invite the new president to Brussels?
Yes, indeed.
There are no plans at the moment for invitations from the president. As you know, the president is in very regular contact with heads of state and government throughout Europe at all times. Thank you. Let me now move to Momshil.
Hello, good afternoon. My question is again related to the recent events in Bulgaria. During the weekend, the President, Mr. Rumen Radev, said that Europe can no longer keep its eyes wide shut on Bulgaria's rule of law problems. So what does the European Commission has any opinion about what's happening in Bulgaria and about these words?
Well, as you know, and as I already told you on Friday, we are not going to comment on the specific events which are taking place in Bulgaria. As to the overall attitude of the European Union, of the Commission vis-à-vis the rule of law in Bulgaria and other countries, as you know, we have a process in place. We have the CVM process, which is in place, and which is our instrument to follow the situation with regards to the rule of law, in particular in Bulgaria. And nothing has changed vis-à-vis this, so our eyes are certainly not wide shut. Let me now move to James.
Hello, Eric. I've got two questions, please. One is about the Polish elections, and the election campaign was sort of, there have been accusations of anti-Semitism and homophobia. So I guess really what I want to do is sort of press you on your decision not to comment on those issues, because they are, you know, accusations which would seem to run counter to the famous European values we're also fond of hearing about in the press room. My second question is about Brexit, predictably. There was the European Research Group of Conservative MPs has put out a report saying that the withdrawal agreement must be replaced by a new agreement in the ongoing trade negotiations, and I would like the European Commission to give a sense of how willing they would be to reopen the withdrawal agreement, please.
Thank you, James. On Poland, it is definitely something which it is for the national authorities to look into. If there are comments to be made or accusations that have been leveled in the context of the election campaign, there are authorities in Poland who are in charge of investigating these. It is not the European Commission's role to do so. On Brexit, I pass the floor to Dan.
Thanks very much, Eric, and thanks, James, for your question. I would have no particular comment to make on this. As you know well, the withdrawal agreement is already in force, and we are now dedicating all of our efforts to agree a new partnership with the UK with regards to our future. But I have no specific comments to make on the points that you raised.
Can I just have a very quick follow-up with Dan, please? I mean, I understand you have no sort of specific comment to make, but I mean, can we rule out any reopening of a withdrawal agreement? We're on safe territory to do that, aren't we?
Thanks, James. Thanks very much, James. We are not renegotiating the withdrawal agreement. As you know well, we're negotiating now the future partnership with the United Kingdom.
Thank you. Are there other Brexit-related questions for Dan? I see two hands raised, but I don't know if they're linked to this. Joe, your question seems to be on Brexit. Go ahead.
It is indeed. Can you hear me, Eric? Lovely. So my question revolves around the notice that the Commission put out last week. And so today, the UK government is expected to announce its immigration kind of policy on a points-based system. I just want to know, what is the European Commission's message to European businesses that still want UK nationals and UK talent to basically flock to Europe for work in the future? Thank you.
Dan.
Thanks very much, Eric. Can you hear me? I think I had a slight issue there. Thanks. Joe, I don't have anything in particular to mention on this. As you know well, we're now negotiating with the UK for a future partnership that covers, amongst other things, mobility. You're well aware of our positions and all of these things that have been set out in the political declaration, in our mandate, and in the draft legal text that we put forward. I don't have a particular message to send to you on this topic right now, but so I would leave it there.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. I think you can expect that we will stay focused on what is the prime task of the moment, which is negotiating our future agreement with the United Kingdom, and not do a running commentary of all the decisions which the United Kingdom or the policies that the United Kingdom wants to put in place. Let me now turn to Griselda.
Merci beaucoup. Merci Eric, bonjour. J'aimerais savoir, du point de vue des droits fondamentaux, est-ce que vous avez quelque chose à dire sur le fait qu'il y a eu les malades de Covid qui ont été interdits de vote en Espagne, en Galice et au Pays Basque dans les élections régionales? Est-ce que, étant donné que le Covid est une pandémie, est-ce que vous pourriez accepter que ça se généralise à niveau européen?
Merci. Je passe la parole à Adalbert sur cette question.
Merci Griselda, merci pour cette question. Je pense que notre position sur la manière dont les États membres doivent conduire les élections est bien connue. C'est bien la responsabilité des États membres de décider quand et de quelle manière les élections sont conduites sur leur territoire national. Ces décisions doivent être en ligne avec les obligations internationales des États membres et leurs arrangements constitutionnels. Et elle devrait suivre les orientations du Conseil de l'Europe ou de la Commission de Venise concernant la bonne pratique électorale. Par ailleurs, la Commission, comme tu le sais, surveille ou fait du monitoring des situations d'urgence durant la crise actuelle, et cette activité de monitoring inclut aussi la surveillance des mesures qui affectent le débat démocratique et les campagnes électorales, comme les élections libres dans les États membres. Et par ailleurs, la Commission est prête à faciliter les échanges de bonnes pratiques concernant les arrangements liés aux élections, y compris durant la crise actuelle. Et c'est quelque chose que nous conduisons dans le cadre du réseau européen de coopération sur les élections. Par ailleurs, nous avons eu une réunion à ce sujet le 24 juin. Donc voici les éléments que je peux te donner à ce sujet dans l'immédiat.
Donc, pardon, pour bien comprendre, excuse-moi de réinsister, du point de vue des droits fondamentaux en général, vous n'avez rien à dire sur cette interdiction, mais vous ferez quand même un rapport où vous inclurez quand même des conclusions sur le rapport général État par État que vous êtes en train de faire?
Alors, la question concerne vraiment l'organisation des élections plutôt que les droits fondamentaux au sens large. Et donc, cette question d'organisation des élections est quelque chose qui relève de la responsabilité des États membres. Après, je n'ai pas pu annoncer un rapport particulier. Je me suis référé à une activité de la Commission qui est une activité continue de surveillance de ce qui se passe dans les États membres, y compris les situations d'urgence qui sont dues à la crise actuelle.
Merci Adalbert. Y a-t-il d'autres questions pour nous aujourd'hui? Ekrem.
Thank you, Eric. My question, I don't know whether it goes to Peter or Anna. It's about Srebrenica genocide.
Let's see what your question is.
Yes. Of relatives of Srebrenica genocide victims, Saturday on the 75th anniversary, they repeated their calls for a law to ban the denial of the genocide. My question is, does the European Commission support such a law?
First of all, Peter is at the Foreign Affairs Council for the moment. I don't know if Anna is with us. Anna, do you have a comment? On this?
Hi, thank you so much for the question, Ekrem. It's not for us to decide what the parliaments, I assume that you're referring to in this case of the Bosnia and Herzegovina parliament. It's not for us to decide, the declarations or the laws that they would wish to discuss, debate, and eventually approve. That is, of course, their absolute right. From our side, you know very clearly that for us, you know, what happened in Srebrenica was a genocide. You've seen all the statements that all the leaders, including our president of the commission, together with HRVP and also our commissioner for enlargement and neighborhood, took up a debate on Srebrenica in the European Parliament on Friday. We were very clear that for us, what happened in Srebrenica was a genocide, but that we need an honest assessment from the past. And I think that this is what we can repeat for now, but it is not for us to say whether the parliaments in the region have to adopt laws or not in this sense.
Thank you, Anna. I see no further questions for us today. So we will move straight to the press conference by Commissioner Johansson, and we will see you tomorrow here for our next midday briefing. Thank you very much.